What's up, guys? Sharon here from Every Single Dollar, where we talk all about personal finance and business. So interest rates are at all-time lows right now, and people are making offers on houses that are like 10 to 20% over asking price. The housing market is crazy. We moved to a new city over the summer, and it had us thinking, should we buy or should we rent? So in this video, I'm gonna go over with you our thought process in determining whether we should buy or rent a house. Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. I upload new videos every Tuesday and Friday. When we moved to a new city over the summer, we had to decide, should we rent or should we buy? The first thing we always look for when we're making a financial purchase like this is the cost. We wanted to look at the cost of renting versus buying a home.
The average price of a home in the area we're looking to live in is around $560,000. So I found a mortgage calculator online and I put in the home price of $560,000 with a down payment of around $50,000 because that's just how much we have available to put down. I put in an interest rate of 3.75% only because we do owe a lot of debt and I didn't think we would qualify for the very best rates, which are much lower right now. And I calculated that on a 30-year term, which is around average. And I wanted to compare that to rent in our area, which is around $2,350 a month.
I also looked at PMI and homeowners insurance. And when I calculate these amounts up, our monthly payment would be $3,312.50. So that's $3,000 or around $3,000 for the mortgage payment. The PMI, which is the private mortgage insurance, you have to pay that amount when you can't put 20% down on a house. That would be $212.50 a month. Our homeowner's insurance would be probably around $100 a month. And that's just the monthly payment. You also have to calculate putting the $50,000 down and also paying closing costs. We don't have to pay closing costs because my husband's company would have paid that for us. So I didn't calculate it into my scenario, but if you're doing the same thing, you definitely want to look at that. So with all those together, the payment's about $3,312.50 every month. Now, that $50,000 I would put down, I wanted to see what that could do for my debt. So I took the $50,000 we would put down on a house and I said, okay, if I buy this house, put $50,000 down and don't put it towards our credit card payments, how much would that cost us? And it would cost us over $33,000 in interest. And it would take almost $5 to pay that credit card debt off if I'm only making a minimum payment of around $1,500 a month. That right there shows buying a house would cost us so much more just because of our situation with our debt. The other thing we had to consider was the monthly payment. We pay $2,350 in rent right now, and if we had bought a house, our mortgage payment would be $1,000 more a month. So that's $1,000 a month that I would be putting towards a house that I could be putting towards my debt. So when I look at that calculation of taking that $12,000, not paying it every year towards our house and putting it towards our credit card debt, it would save us over $12,000 in interest. Monthly payment on $12,000 in credit card debt would probably be around $300, and it would take almost 7 years to pay off. So for us, it's really important to put our money towards our debt, like I've said before. Other thing that we had to consider was maintenance. Every time we buy a house, there's always something we have to do. With our first house, it was replacing the HVAC system and the furnace, fixing a retaining wall. There's always something you have to do. And when you rent, you have the freedom of not having those expenses. So that was really important to us because we are really focused on paying down our debt. So always think about what you're going to have to spend to maintain your house every month. The other thing we wanted to think about was freedom. So we are moving to a new city. We don't know the neighborhoods that much, and having the freedom to sort of explore the different areas before we make a final decision on where we want to lay our roots was really important. So always think, right now the housing market's crazy, but it might not be in a few years, and you might be stuck with this house that you can't sell. When you rent, you're only there until your lease is up and then you can move. And the last reason is depreciation. For those of you who remember the housing crisis in 2008, you'll remember everyone sort of being underwater with their homes. And that's something you have to think about. It could happen again. We're in a recession right now. We don't really know what the next few years are going to bring. And so that's something that we really did have in the back of our minds when we made this decision. So I'm interested, what was the most important factor in leading you to make your decision? Now, there are so many benefits in owning a home, and I don't want to overlook those, but for people who are in a lot of debt like we are, it gets a little complicated. So you really have to weigh the pros and cons. One of the benefits, though, of owning a home is wealth accumulation. Homes on average increase about 3 to 4% every year due to natural population growth and inflation. So it's a great way to build wealth. If you own a home between 2011 and 2016, you saw your home on average increase about 6.8%, which is a really good investment. Another great benefit of owning a home is tax deduction. You're able to deduct the interest that you pay on your home and also the property taxes that you pay, which is calculated in that monthly payment I talked about. Also, the year that you close on your home, any points that you paid on your mortgage, that's like the closing cost section of closing on a home, you're able to deduct that as well. So you could get a really nice tax refund check at the end of the year. The third benefit is that you're able to amass equity. So that means every month when you're paying down your mortgage, you are paying down your debt. And then your house is also increasing in value. So you're able to build equity. Now, if you watch this video, we talked about selling our properties and how we were able to use the equity to pay down a lot of our debt. And the fourth benefit to owning a home is that you can control the monthly cost. You know what your mortgage payment's gonna be. Your property taxes might change year to year, but it's not a huge amount. But when you rent from someone, the landlord can increase your rent every year, and you don't really have control over that. So after looking into all of the pros and cons of owning versus buying, the monthly cost and the down payment were really the deciding factors for us in deciding to rent a home. We don't really know the neighborhoods either, so we wanted to wait and see if we liked this neighborhood before we made such a huge investment. And our monthly rent is really low compared to the monthly payment of a mortgage, and that really helped to determine that we should rent because we were able to take that extra money and put it towards our debt. And yes, I'm probably gonna pay more for a house when we do decide to buy, and interest rates might not be as low, but we're not gonna have all that debt. And so maybe I can qualify for a 15-year mortgage where you pay a lower interest rate usually. So let me know, do you guys like this type of content? I know a lot of you ask questions on other videos about our thinking and decisions that we make, like why did we decide to sell our rental property? Why did we decide not to file bankruptcy? So I kind of wanted to give you a look into my thought process in determining that we should rent and not buy a house. So if you like this video and this content, please give the video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so that you're always notified when I upload new videos every Tuesday and Friday. And congratulations to all my American viewers. You made it through the 2020 election. Just give yourselves a pat on the back. It was a crazy one. I'll see you guys on Friday. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.